We went on one of the biggest cruise ships in the world, and I'm gonna tell you what you should be doing with your sea days. These are days 2 and 3 of our week-long cruise aboard Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas, which covers theme nights like Formal Night and Wipe Night, some complimentary shows, some insanely fun parties, which pools to go to, and a bunch of tips and tricks to make the most of your sea days when you're not at a port of call. So make sure you subscribe for when the full cruise vlog drops. We're trying to hit 2,000 subs before the end of the year, so get on board now, and I hope y'all enjoy the video.
The cheat code for cruises is to know a little bit of Filipino, because half the people on board, half the staff on board is Filipino. Literally just say, Filipino ka ba? Which means, are you Filipino? And then they'll start giving you preferential treatment. Life hack. But now for day 2, we're just gonna explore because this is a sea day and we're not gonna touch down on land until we hit Florida tomorrow. We're just out here in the open ocean, and I think we're just gonna try to take advantage of all the pools that are on board.
We started the day at the Windjammer Buffet, and some of the breakfast options change daily, but you typically see the same things every morning. But because we got the drink package, we did also get the soda cups. These soda cups have a chip on the bottom that allows you to access the freestyle soda machines scattered throughout the ship. These are nice, but honestly, it's really cumbersome having to carry the soda cup whenever you want a soda, but it at least makes for a cool souvenir. We then went out to the main pools on deck 15, which are nice, but during sea days, they get insanely crowded, and so it's almost impossible to find chairs near the pools. With that said, the pools themselves are pretty nice. I especially love that there's this little small elevated section where you can sit still in the water. But my favorite thing is that staff comes around to take your drink orders while you're in the pool. This is my first cruise that actually allows us to even drink in the pool, so this was a really fun surprise for us. We then went to check out another complimentary dining option, El Loco Fresh. This is the Mexican spot where you can either grab pre-made foods like quesadillas or burritos, but honestly the real fun is in being able to customize your own food like tacos, nachos, salsa, or guac. I highly recommend you check this out, especially if you're getting bored of the buffet options. It's also right next to the courts, which often has things like free play basketball, pickleball, volleyball, but they do sometimes have competitions here too. So we just unwinded here, eating our full and burning some calories, before heading back to the cabins to get ready for our first theme night. Cruises often have themes every night, where guests are encouraged to dress up accordingly. And while you don't have to dress up, I encourage you to not be boring. Things like this are what really let you get into the cruise community spirit. And so the first theme night that we had was Formal Night, and so you know we went all out for this. And the great thing about having photographer friends is they allow us to farm photos for socials. We then went to dinner in the MDR, where the theme was A Taste of France. I started with a glass of the featured Riesling, followed by the appetizers, which included buttermilk calamari and the French onion soup, and look at this insane cheese pull. For entrees, we got a classic beef bourguignon, roasted beef tenderloin, herb-crusted salmon, seafood linguine, and curried lamb rogan josh. For desserts, we got creme brulee, chocolate chip cookies, cappuccino chocolate cake, and warm apple cobbler. The food on this night was fine. I don't remember anything particularly standing out. Nothing was bad, but it kind of just made me wonder what we were missing in the buffet. We then went out to the pool decks to take some outside photos in our formal wear, and I'm honestly in love with the aesthetic of the pools at night. The way the lights hit the water just makes everything so ethereal looking. And I guess this is a great time as any to introduce the cruise crew this year. My name is Joseph, then we got Kenny, Mikey, Warren, Ryan, and Tam. You'll get to know all of these dumb personalities in the next coming days, trust me. But we spent more time relaxing out here in the pool decks before heading out to explore the nightlife. I did my usual nightly ritual of doing karaoke, and this is where I started including some of my fellow cruise passengers in the video. So shout out to all these beautiful faces that I cruised with this year. But after karaoke, we went off to the nightclub, which was much more lively when compared to last night. So lively, in fact, I think it's time for a good old nightclub montage.
It is currently 2 a.m. If you need a spot to get food at 2 a.m., buffet is closed, restaurants are closed, but you know what's open? Sorrento's. And this pizza, kinda hidden. Sorrento's open till 3 a.m. It hits. So every cruise we do this thing called $10 in a dream. But for some of us, it's more like $10 and watch other people make bad decisions. Because we be chilling.
We're saving money.
We're the cheerleaders.
Yeah, we partake in the tradition.
They're putting $10 in. Some of them are winning. They're gonna lose it all. So this is the end of day 2. Tomorrow we're hitting Port Canaveral and we chilling on ship. But please gamble responsibly. $10 in a dream, baby.
$10 in a dream.
$10 in a dream.
I won 40,
You won $40.
and now I'm back down to 72.
72. Please gamble responsibly. What's up?
He's on to us.
I said, what the f are you guys playing?
We already put a game in.
Yeah, we did.
And as always, please gamble responsibly. But we finished up with our buffoonery in the casino before calling it a night to get ready for day 3.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to day 3 of Symphony of the Seas Royal Caribbean. Today we're just doing a pool day. We're just gonna be here vibing or farming and tanning. Come join us as we venture along the day. Ow!
Yeah, what he said. That's what we're doing today. Pool day. Okay, so it is now day 3 aboard Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas. We just touched down in Port Canaveral, Florida, but we're actually going to choose to stay on the boat. A lot of people are going to be getting off, and so we're hoping that there's going to be less people on the boat so we can enjoy the boat stuff. Kind of just seems like the vibe today is just pool day, so we're going to try to take advantage of the fact that there's less people in the pools. I'm going to be going around and filming a ship tour. It's not going to be part of this video, otherwise this video is going to be twice as long as it already is. But if you want to see all the different amenities that are offered on the ship, click on the channel, find the separate video so you can see everything that's available on the ship. But for now, this vlog is really just meant to showcase on the ground look as to what it's like on ship. But if you want a ship tour, separate video. But yeah, day 3. So we started off our morning trying to check out the brunch option in the MDR, but by the time we got there, the lines were crazy long, so we just went straight to the buffet. And I particularly like the salmon avocado toast thingy. We wandered around the ship a little bit, grabbing some drinks along the way, before stumbling upon a Name That Flag trivia game. And so we stayed because Warren, Kenny, and I are actually really good at geography, and we actually did pretty well. I then went around to film my ship tour, which again is a totally separate video, so check the channel for that. But while I was out filming, some of the other cruise passengers saw me filming and they asked to be included in the video, so shout out to these guys for being so friendly. But we just kind of spent our day relaxing in the pools before heading back inside. After a very long and exhausting pool day, we're waiting for our reservations to Hairspray. Completely free, completely complimentary, you don't have to pay for it, but you do have to reserve a time slot. So we are going to watch in about 30-40-ish minutes, but until then we're just vibing, hanging out here at Cafe Promenade. Royal Caribbean is known for having some of the best complimentary performances available at sea, and they definitely lived up to the hype for us. We got seats for their rendition of Hairspray, and I found myself fighting the urge to sing and dance along with each number. The stage design, the choreography, the voices, everything was on point, and we highly recommend booking your reservations as soon as they appear available on the app because they do book up really quickly. And then, to nobody's surprise, I went out to karaoke as I do every night on board. But at this point, my voice was getting pretty strained, and so I started relying more on gimmicks to get the crowd to like me.
I didn't do the next part, you do it. Thank you.
And then came the silent disco. This was so much fun, and I highly recommend doing this at least once. It's hosted in Studio B, the big arena-style room that's usually for performances, but some nights they convert it into a nightclub. A silent disco is your typical nightclub, but all the music only comes out of the headphones, and so if you take them off, it's dead silent.
This is what it sounds like when you don't have headphones on.
There were 2 channels that you could listen to, but honestly, there was no real genre difference between them, so that was kind of disappointing. But overall, this was a really great time. They have a couple of these throughout the week, but this was one of the few adults-only silent discos, so I highly recommend checking this out at least once. And oh boy, now we get to White Night. White Night is a tradition on most cruise ships where people party while dressed in all white attire, and I don't know why, but this is always our most ratchet night. The vibes and the energy is just so electric, and something about this night just brings out our full degeneracy. This was also the night where more and more people started recognizing me as the YouTuber on board, probably because I spent the past 3 days pointing a camera at myself the entire time, so we made a lot of new friends very quickly. Everybody we met was super friendly, so again, shout out to all these beautiful faces, and this is something that I highly recommend doing on your ship. Just start chatting people up. If you vibe with them, you now have more friends to explore the ship with, and if you don't, well, after this week, you don't have to see them ever again. So we had a great time at White Night, and we just kind of spent the rest of our night here. And that's a wrap on days 2 and 3. I combined 2 and 3 together because they're both sea days, so they contained a lot of the same material. If you missed the day 1 vlog, make sure you go watch that. But coming up in the day 4 vlog, we finally touch down in Nassau, Bahamas, and we find the best hidden gem restaurant. Then we go back to the ship to try my favorite restaurant that I've ever been on a cruise ship that serves experimental dishes. So be sure to subscribe to be notified of when that drops. We are so close of reaching our goal of 2,000 subs before the end of the year, so taking a quick second to click like and subscribe would take me one step closer of achieving my dream of becoming a travel vlogger. But if you made it this far, just know that you're my favorite person from now on, and be sure to check out my Symphony of the Seas playlist for more guides and vlogs, or explore the channel for other cruises or general trips. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope the rest of your day is as beautiful as you are. Bye.
Bang 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 bang, biggy bang bang, biggy bang bang bang, bang bang bang, biggy bang bang bang.
Who is this guy?